The Elite Four, a powerful group of strong Pokemon trainers. You get to them at the end of each Pokemon game. That's if you've been deemed worthy, of course. And we're not just talking about any Elite Four. We're talking about Kanto. That's right, I said it. Kanto. Generation 1, where it all began. And in this video, you're gonna see me take on the Elite Four. But not just any Elite Four. We're talking about the upgraded Elite Four. The Elite Four will upgrade and get stronger after you beat them and obtain the National Dex. So the upgraded Elite Four means their Pokemon will be stronger, new Johto Pokemon, and no f***s given. So that means stronger Pokemon and new Pokemon from the Johto region. But it's not just these four, we also have to worry about this dude. Gary, Blue, Cornelius, whatever you want to call him. This guy's a threat, a real menace to society. So I'm gonna have to train, get stronger, and prepare.
Hey, Coco, what you doing? You said we Coco. You said we your doggy. Hey.
Shines is gonna fuck up the Elite Four. Shines, the Elite Four, they're nothing gonna shine. Oh! Easy to fuck them up. Yeah!
We had a good day, now it's time to play some Leaf Green. It's been a great day so far. I went on a beautiful hike. I was able to get my mind right, all in preparation for this battle against the upgraded Elite Four of Kanto. So first things first, we gotta check my party. We gotta see who's on the squad. It's been a little while, so we gotta check it out. And of course, we got Neo, the Porygon 2, the legend. And then we got Kip the Flareon, another very cool Pokemon that I love having on the team. Then we got Bruce the Poliwrath, that's the brute force. And we got Chiding the assassin, Lotus the shiny Venusaur, And last but not least, Wu-Tang the Beedrill. Now this is a very unique team, and this is the first time I've ever used this team in a playthrough, and it's been great. So let's lay down some ground rules for myself. I can only heal after each battle against the Elite Four, and I only have one token revive that I can use during battle. So it's time. I hope everybody's ready because the journey is just about to begin. So now we have to choose who we're going to lead with against the first member of the Elite Four, which is Lorelei, a real force to be reckoned with. Now this is the first time that I have ever taken on the upgraded Elite Four challenge. So without any further ado, let the games begin. Now, Lorelei is the Ice-type trainer of the Elite Four in Kanto. A real cool, unique look to her design and a powerful trainer overall. So she leads with Dugong, which I was somewhat expecting, and I lead with Lotus, the shiny Venusaur. And it's time, we're here. There's no turning back now. Once you enter the Elite Four, you're leaving a loser or the champion. After a powerful Razor Leaf, Dugong goes for double team, trying to throw us off, raising its evasiveness. But that's no big deal because Lotus is able to see and lands another Razor Leaf, taking out the Dugong. First blood, first kill, one Pokemon down, 4 more to go. And what do you know? She sends out Cloyster. Cloyster. And we just have Lotus go for some more Razor Leaves. They're doing damage, they're working. We just one-shotted this Cloyster, so why not? Let's keep it going. And then she sends out Lapras, which I get kind of nervous about. But Lotus is doing a great job so far, just landing all the Razor Leaves. And then Lapras decides to hit us with an Ice Beam, which makes me really nervous. And that was a hefty blow, that did some good damage. But Venusaur knows Giga Drain, so it's no big deal for Lotus. We're getting all that HP back. I love that move. What a great move. And Lapras goes down. He's dead. He's gone. Now this is the first Johto Pokemon that we have seen in the Elite Four, and there are plenty more to come. And this one just so happens to be Piloswine. One of my favorites, if I'm being honest. I really like Piloswine. And Lotus is just doing some hefty damage. Then Piloswine goes for the Blizzard. He lands it, which is not good for us. But Lotus is gonna eat, and what do you know? He does. And then of course everybody knows the full restore trick that all the gym leaders in Elite Four use. So that's another thing against us. Just one more thing to stack against us, but hey, we keep it pushing. And what do you know? Lorelei uses another one. She really likes those full restores. Lotus lands a powerful hit with that Razor Leaf. And we're gonna hit him again with Razor Leaf to take him down. Piloswine goes down like a sack of beans. And then her last Mon, Jinx. Now Jinx is a threat because it's a weird, unique Pokemon. It's not exactly an offensive Pokemon, but it can get the job done if you know how to use it. And Lorelei does know how to use it. So Jinx puts us to sleep and hits us with an Ice Beam, which is not good for Lotus. So you know what that means, it's time to switch out. And I think Kip is going to be our best option. He's a fire type, he has a fire type move, also other moves for coverage and type advantage. So yeah, we send out Kip, immediately gets hit with an Ice Beam. Dodges the lovely Kiss, hits with the Flamethrower. Let's go. Let's go. Jinx lives on 1, bro. That Psychic isn't doing too much to us. Kip pulls through with another flamethrower, and it's a critical hit, and Jinx goes down. And just like that, we defeated our first Elite Four member, Lorelei. It's been an honor. It's been a real honor. Thank you for the battle. Now, the next Elite Four member is Bruno. But before we even get to that, we must heal up the squad. Heal up Lotus, get him some lemonades. And yeah, now it's time to decide who's gonna go first. I decide to lead with Bruce, the Poliwrath, and it was a good choice. Let's just put it that way. So Bruno is our next challenge, our next opponent. And he's a real piece of work. He can be tough if you don't have the right Pokemon. But we're getting right into it. Elite Four member number 2, Bruno. Another powerful force. And right off the back, he sends out a Steelix. So straight to Generation 2. That's an upgrade already. But thankfully we sent out Bruce. And hits with a powerful Surf. And that gets the job done. Bruce is one of my strongest Pokemon, and for good reason. So Bruno sends out Hitmonlee, and then Bruce makes it rain. And right after that, bah! Bruce gets smacked with the Mega Kick from Hitmonlee, but he eats that up. It does not faze him. And a powerful Surf in the rain, that's gonna do some damage. Hitmonlee's gonna keep it coming with the kicks all day, but Bruce is gonna keep eating and eating. Just surfing away in the rain, doing hefty damage. Bruce he's a legend, a true legend. Then we get a Hitmonchan sent out by Bruno. It's still raining thankfully, so these surfs are gonna do more damage. Wow, look at that. Look at that power. Bruce unfortunately gets hit with a very strong Sky Uppercut. Still doesn't take him out, but I decide it's time to switch. Bruce has done a lot of good damage so far. He's taken a lot of damage. He did a great job. Now it's time to send out Chiding the Farfetch'd, who immediately gets hit with the Sky Uppercut upon entry. Chiding goes for Slash, destroys the Hitmonchan. And then a Machamp comes out, which makes me pretty nervous, but I trust in Chiding and I have him go for Fly. Fly high, buddy. Fly high. And it lands. He hits Machamp and KOs him with the critical hit. Yo. Chiding is an assassin. A true legend. And then Bruno sends out another Steelix, which I have the answer for. My boy Lotus, the legend. Steelix goes for Iron Tail right off the back. Hits Lotus. Doesn't do too much damage, so we're good. And we're gonna go ahead and use another Giga Drain because it's a strong move, it gives us health back, and it's just the right play. Steelix hits Lotus with another Earthquake, but it doesn't faze us. As long as we have these Giga Drains coming, we're getting all that HP back. Steelix lives on 1, which is crazy. Hits us with another Iron Tail, and then Bruno full restores him back to full health. It's no biggie though. Lotus is not worried about it. More health for Steelix means more health for Lotus. Just put it that way. Steelix lives on 1 again. He's just smacking Lotus with the Iron Tails. But Lotus is eating them. He's not to be messed with. We decide to change it up, go for a Razor Leaf. And then also decide to use Leech Seed, which is a very good move. But this Steelix is relentless. He's not giving up. He's going all out for Bruno. He really is. So now we're getting health from the Giga Drain and the Leech Seed. But this Steelix does not want to go down. He is riding hard for Bruno. Hits us with another Earthquake. But Lotus eats. He eats that, and the Leech Seed takes out Steelix. And Lotus grows to level 69. And that's it. That's it for Bruno. We defeated Bruno. Now that was a tough battle. Those Steelixes aren't to be messed around with. And our next opponent is not to be messed around with either. But it's time to heal up the team, give them their lemonades, heal them up, get them ready for the next battle because it's going to be a tough one. Another challenge. But hey, this is the upgraded Elite Four. So I decide who I'm going to lead with and get straight to it. Now this is Agatha, the ghost, poison, psychic type trainer. Another powerful force. And of course, her lead is going to be Gengar, the powerful ghost type Pokemon, ghost and poison type Pokemon. So I decide that Neo is going to be a great lead for us. And right off the jump, Hypnosis, straight to the face. Knocks Neo out cold into a slumber. So Gengar's taking advantage of that sleep and is just hitting us with all that he can right away. Just psychic after psychic. And I'm just praying for Neo to wake up, and he does. And we hit Gengar with the psychic of our own, which does a hefty amount of damage. Agatha goes straight for the full restore, which is understandable. That's how the Elite Four operates. But this is how we operate. Gengar misses the Hypnosis, and Neo lands another Psychic to knock out the first Gengar. And I'm so proud. So proud of Neo. Agatha sends out a Crobat, which is her new Johto Pokemon that she did not have on the first round. And it comes out swinging, but Neo tanks it and hits Crobat with the Thunderbolt. A very powerful one. And you know what? We get the paralysis. That thing is paralyzed now. Now with Crobat slowed down, Neo was able to hit another Thunderbolt and take out this menace of a Crobat. I knew he was going to be a problem, so I'm so glad we got to take him out. And next we see Agatha's Arbok, which is another force to be reckoned with, to say the least. Neo's low on health, so it's time to send out Kip. And as you can see here, I inserted a clip of Arbok constricting Professor Oak. Arbok hits Kip with a Giga Drain and a double team, raising its evasiveness. But Kip is ready for anything, and he's one of my strongest Pokemon as well. So we have Kip dig a hole and get ready to do a dig attack. While we're underground, Arbok is still double teaming, but Kip is still able to land it and hit him for some hefty damage. Kip goes for a quick attack, but it's not enough. And then we get hit with the nasty Earthquake. And we're not fast enough, so Arbok hits us with another one and takes out Kip. Unfortunately. Good job, Kip, you did great. Alright, it's time to send out the big guns. So we're going to Bruce. The brute force. Of course, we gotta set up a rain dance. We gotta make the water type moves more powerful, making Bruce more powerful. Bruce eats this sludge bomb straight to the face, does not phase him at all, and he misses the surf. It's no big deal though, because Bruce is carrying the leftovers also, so he gains a little bit of HP after every move. Then we're able to land a surf, knock out this Arbok, and it's on to the next Pokemon, which is Mischievous, another Johto Pokemon, another ghost type. So Bruce hits it with the surf right off the back, and it does a lot of damage, more than 75%. But this Mischievous knows Thunderbolt for some reason, and that does a lot of damage also. So Agatha goes for the full restore, gets it back to full health, but Bruce hits with another surf just to keep pushing out damage. And the rain is still going. Bruce hits another surf, and Mischievous goes down. Bruce is doing great, but Agatha is not done yet. She sends out another Gengar, which starts side-kicking away, and Bruce goes down. So at this point, we're left with 4 Pokemon, and I have to decide. I'm under pressure, you must understand this. So I go with Wu-Tang. Initially thinking Gengar is pure Ghost, which it is not. It is Ghost Poison, which I remembered after hitting the Twin Needle. So Gengar hits us with a Psychic, takes us down all the way to the red. Wu-Tang has a little bit of health from leftovers, but we gotta slow this thing down, it's too fast. So I'm glad Wu-Tang was able to do something useful for the team and slow down this Gengar. You did good, Wu-Tang, you did good. Now that gives us more leverage to attack first and to do some damage and possibly take the victory. So we go back out with Neo, the normal type. He's very low, but we can outspeed now and go for the recover to get some amazing health back. That brought us all the way back to the green. But Gengar's not done yet. So he goes for another Psychic. And it actually lowers our special defense. But we have Neo go for the Psychic to do some heavy damage. And it does. Oh, it does. This Gengar hits Neo with a Thunderbolt and takes him out. Now that's 4 Pokemon down. And it's a 2v1 right now. So anything can happen. But we go with Chiding. Send him up in the air. Fly high, baby, fly high. Avoids the Thunderbolt. Slams the Gengar from the sky. And takes him out. Chiding the assassin. Another big KO from Chiding. And he hits level 69 as well. What a legend. And with that, we have defeated Agatha of the Elite Four. The upgraded Elite Four. Now we've beaten 3 members of the Elite Four so far, and now it's time to beat the 4th. So this room is a little different. We're sent down a hallway, and then we make it to his room, to his stadium, to his battle dome. And it's time for me to heal up the squad because they desperately need it. That battle with Agatha was no joke. She was a heavy hitter. But my team got the job done and I'm so proud of them. So now it's time to decide. Who do I want to lead with? This is Lance, the Dragon Trainer of the Elite Four. The Dragon type trainer. Dragon type is the most powerful typing in the whole Pokemon game. In Kanto at least. And he's ready for me. He knows what I'm here to do. He knows what I'm here for. I'm here to beat the upgraded Elite Four. So let's get straight down to business. Lance has a very powerful aura, a very powerful look as well. A look of he's not playing no games. And he goes straight to the Gyarados. And I lead with Wu-Tang because Wu-Tang is my fastest Pokemon. And we decide to hit with the string shot to slow down this Gyarados, which is a very good decision. He hits Wu-Tang with a Thunder Wave to paralyze us. But it's no big deal because we're switching out. I check Neo's moves, and I'm sure this is the right decision. This was the right choice to send out Neo against this Gyarados. Gyarados starts Dragon Dancing on us. Now that's not good. That means his speed raises and his attack raises. Neo is able to get off a Thunderbolt to hit this Gyarados, which is water and flying type. And what do you know? We knock him out in one shot. Shout out to Neo. Lance goes out to Kingdra, which is his new team member from the Johto region, and we hit him with the Thunderbolt right away. But this Kingdra isn't playing no games either. He goes straight for the Dragon Dance, which raises his attack and his speed. So he's faster than us now. So he was able to get off another Dragon Dance. So this is not good for me and my team, but Neo is able to get off another Thunderbolt and keep the damage going, keep the damage rolling. I decide to switch out Neo for Bruce to start playing a little more strategically, and Kingdra hits us with a Hyper Beam. What a savage. That does more than half. But Bruce isn't phased, and that means Kingdra is going to have to recharge now. So we can potentially attack twice now. Kingdra eats that Brick Break, and then Lance uses a full restore. Of course. Thankfully, Bruce was able to land the Hypnosis to put this Kingdra to sleep, which is huge. That's big for us. That's big for us. So we switch out to Lotus to see what he can do against this Kingdra. Kingdra's still asleep, thankfully, so we go for the Leech Seed to get off health every round. And what do you know? We're out of Giga Drains. So that's really not good. That's not good for us at all. And then Kingdra wakes up, hits us with an Ice Beam. Lotus somehow eats that, but gets the freeze. But on the first try, Lotus defrosts, and he misses his move. But that first turn defrost, man, that's legendary. Kingdra goes for another Dragon Dance, which is very scary, because he's super fast now and has very high attack, but we're not giving up just yet. Lotus is able to get a critical hit with that Razor Leaf, and then Kingdra hits us with another Hyper Beam. Thankfully, Lotus was able to hang on and finish this Kingdra with the Razor Leaf. Good stuff, Lotus. So now Lance sends out his Aerodactyl. It uses one Ancient Power on Lotus, who is already low, and knocks us out. So that's one Pokemon down so far, which isn't too bad. So we're going to send Bruce back out there, because he has leftovers and we can get health after every turn. And he can also potentially take out this Aerodactyl with the Surf. We got to remember, Bruce is also a fighting type, and this Aerodactyl is a flying type. But Bruce hits with a powerful Surf. It doesn't get the KO. And then Aerodactyl hits Bruce with a Hyper Beam and KOs us. Sorry, Bruce. You did well. So now I have to think, who am I going to send out? And I know Neo is the right choice. Neo traces his rock head and then goes straight for an ice beam. Aerodactyl needs to recharge so he couldn't hit us, and that ice beam is going to take him out. Let's go. And Lance sends out his Dragonite, the first Dragonite that we have seen so far. And Neo wastes no time. Neo is the Dragon Slayer. He goes straight for an ice beam and gets a critical hit and takes out the Dragonite in one shot. Neo is the Dragon Slayer. And he also hits level 69. Freaking legend. And we see another Dragonite. So we're just going to go right for the ice beam. It worked last time. It's super effective against dragon types and flying types. But this Dragonite holds on. And we get the freeze. Neo is popping off right now. And it's amazing to see this beautiful Pokemon that I have raised. And of course, Lance goes for the full restore to heal up his Dragonite. And then we just keep hitting it with Ice Beam because it is doing hefty damage. And we get a high roll and this Dragonite goes down. Shout out to Neo, the Dragon Slayer. And just like that, we defeated the last member of the Elite Four, Lance, the Dragon type trainer. But he is not the last. We still have to face the champion, which is Gary, Blue. So we must heal up the squad because I know this is going to be a battle of the ages. A true test of my strength as a Pokemon trainer. Now I know this is not going to be easy, but I have courage and faith in my team that we can come out victorious and can be the new champions of the upgraded Elite Four. Gary doesn't scare me. He doesn't scare me. And it's time to see who the real champion is. Now I expect nothing but power from Gary. And he leads right with the Heracross, and I lead with Wu-Tang, which was a good lead on my part. I had no idea he was going to lead with a fighting bug type Pokemon. Heracross misses the Rock Tomb, which would have been deadly, and then Wu-Tang is able to take out Heracross with another aerial ace. So we're off to a great start so far. After Heracross, Gary sends out Exeggutor, which is another great type matchup for us. But then out of nowhere, Exeggutor goes for Psychic and hits heavy, knocking out Wu-Tang. Great job, Wu-Tang. You did great. Now I know who I must send out. The assassin, Chiding. Chiding wastes no time. We go straight for the slash and get a critical hit, knocking out the Exeggutor. So that's 2 of Gary's Pokemon down. And then after that, he decides to send out Tyranitar, which I had no idea he would have. So that's pretty crazy to see. So far, he's had 2 Johto Pokemon. I decide to switch out Chiding because Tyranitar can absolutely destroy him. We switch out for Bruce for better type matchup, and then this Tyranitar goes for a Thunderbolt, which I had no idea it could learn. So it does some hefty damage, plus the Sandstorm damage, but Bruce doesn't care, and he hits Tyranitar with a powerful Surf. And then this Tyranitar hits back hard with another Thunderbolt. But Bruce eats, We eat that, but now we're really low. And we can't heal. Thankfully, Bruce is able to land another Surf and take out this Tyranitar. Shout out to Bruce. So 3 of Gary's Pokemon have went down, and now it's time for him to send out Charizard, his starter, which is fully evolved now. Now at this point, I'm getting nervous because it's not the best type matchup for me. My Poliwrath is almost dead, and the typings of the rest of my Pokemon aren't the best against Charizard. Try to pull off one more Rain Dance, but Charizard hits us with a Fire Blast, taking out Bruce. So now I'm wondering, who should I go out to? I decide Kip. The Sandstorm is still taking damage. Now it's also hitting Charizard as well. Charizard knows Earthquake and hits Kip with the Savage one. Almost taking Kip out. And that bite does hardly nothing. Thankfully, we're able to hit a quick attack, which gets him down to yellow, but Kip is going down. This Charizard is powerful. And now we're only down to 3 Pokemon. So I have to make some quick decisions here. Who do I go out to? Do I go out to Neo? Do I go out to Chiding? There's no way I can go out to Lotus. So it's time for Neo to come out. Then we still have the Sandstorm raging. And what's this? Charizard is holding a Citrus Berry, getting a lot of health back. So I know what we must do if Neo survives this Fire Blast, which he does. So we go for a Thunderbolt to do some damage and hopefully get a Paralysis. And what do you know? Neo is able to take out Charizard. Wow. Neo and Chiding have definitely been the MVPs so far. Then Gary sends out an Alakazam, which is another huge threat. Another very powerful Pokemon. Now I try to go for a recover, but Alakazam is faster than us and takes out Neo with the Psychic. So now I'm down to my last 2 Pokemon. So things are looking pretty bleak here. Pretty bleak. Am I gonna win? Am I gonna lose? I'm not sure. Am I gonna have to try this challenge all over again? All these things are running through my head. I don't know what's gonna happen. So I know I have to send out Chiding because Alakazam isn't the most physically bulky Pokemon. And Chiding can hit hard, really hard. So we decide to go for Slash, and Alakazam sets up a Reflect, making his defense stronger. So Slash does a good amount, but not good enough. And the Sandstorm is still raging, taking damage on both of us. So we try to go for the Swords Dance, but Alakazam takes out Chiding with the Psychic. Now this is not looking good for me. My last Pokemon is Lotus, which is my starter, the one who came with me along this whole journey. But he is a Grass and Poison type. So most likely, one Psychic from Alakazam is going to do a lot of damage. But then I remember, I still have one revive token during battle. So now that's going through my head. Thankfully, Lotus is able to live one Psychic from Alakazam and hit one Razor Leaf. And what do you know? We get the critical hit and take him out. This is so crazy. And now we're down to Gary's last Pokemon, which is Gyarados. Another very strong Pokemon. The Sandstorm is still gonna hit us, almost taking us out, but not quite. So now I have to use that revive token on one of my Pokemon. And this is a pretty hard choice, and I have to figure out who do I use it on. So I'm going against a Gyarados. And I'm thinking, who am I going to use? But then the answer gets clearer to me. Because Neo knows Thunderbolt, and he is our only chance of winning this. But you gotta remember, we're up against a Gyarados in the level 70s. So Gyarados goes for Earthquake and absolutely obliterates Lotus. And now, our last hope, Neo. The Sandstorm is still raging, hitting both of us. We have Neo go for Recover to get some health back. Now, was that the right move? I think it was, because Gyarados goes for a Hyper Beam, which is a very powerful move, and it scared me. I didn't know if Neo was going to live, but he does. So that's really good for us now, because now Gyarados has to recharge. And all I can do is go for a Thunderbolt. And hope and pray. And what do you know? Neo takes down Gyarados. And just like that, we have defeated Gary, the champion of the Pokemon League. And he's angry about it. So angry. Wow. Neo, you are the MVP. Thank you. What a journey. What a challenge that has been. A true test of my character and strength as a Pokemon trainer. We defeated the champion, which means we are now the champions. Wow. We beat the upgraded Elite Four. Wow. Now we have Professor Oak here to greet us and congratulate us. It's such a cool feeling to have been able to beat this game and to have it on a Game Boy once again, just like when I was a child. Seeing all this is so nostalgic. This is the ending of the Pokemon game, Pokémon LeafGreen. It's been an amazing ride, a truly amazing ride, a very fun time. And we are now the champions.